Yeah, pop up because people don't understand how time works. And I feel validated in that I'm not alone in this. But so I was supposed to have a meeting today, which is why there wasn't a regularly scheduled program for today. And then they were like, okay, so I'll see you on the 30th. And I'm like, but I thought we were meeting today. And they're like, yeah. And then they sent me a calendar link that says we're meeting the 21st, but the text of the email said the 30th. So what I do know is it's not today. So I am here.
One of those is a Wednesday and one of those is a Friday.
Right? I'm very confused by all of it. So I'm here. Hi, my name is Charlie. I'm a non-binary sci-fi fantasy writer who's doing way too many things on Substack and other places lately. And you can see these are characters from the upcoming part 2 of the Shadow Phoenix saga that I just finished the other day. And I'm just so happy about them. I decided to put them on screen, even though Blinded Angels is currently going out and I should be promoting it. Do you like horror? Do you like romance with your horror? Do you like really messed up weird things happening in Dark Secrets? Check it out. It's fun. But they're so cute. I mean, they're so cute. Anywho, hi. How's everybody
Mine
else?
is my favorite. Because it's purple.
In my head, the actual character is played by a young Gwendolyn Christie. Because
Nice.
she's a very tall, very, very powerful female character. And so when I'm thinking about her in the writing, she is cast in my brain as Gwendolyn Christie.
Nice.
So how's everybody doing? What are we doing?
Go this way from me.
Why are we here?
I
How
am
many new publications have, Laura?
I did get accepted to one, and I'm halfway through my Lucy retelling for a Dracula story. So
Ooh.
it's really fun.
I'm hoping that I can use that as inspiration because I really want to. I have a Lucy novel that I really want to do, but we'll talk about what I'm doing in a minute.
Come on. You can do it. Okay, come this way. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, okay. Come over here so we can show you off. Yes.
Oh,
Happy. Oh,
okay. Your ears are so floofy. Like every
they
time
are. They're just like, they're so ridiculous.
Every time I see those ears, I'm just like, I want to floof those ears. I just want to just floof those ears. My dogs don't like me, I think. So I wish I could say I was writing today. I am doing writing adjacent thing today, but it is not actual writing. We have talked about business model and what we're doing going forward, and soon, coming soon to a Substack near you, all of my paid members will be able to download all of my books as part of their membership.
Woo woo.
So I am setting up my book funnel today
Ooh,
to deliver those books for that.
nice.
So it is writing adjacent. It is not the one thing that I want to be
Close
doing.
enough to it that it counts.
Yeah, it's not exactly what I want to be doing because I want to actually be writing.
Mhm.
But I like the idea of this. I think that this is a good way to add value, especially since I am moving more to a subscription model for the way I am telling my stories and seeing people actually giving money to it, which is terrifying. Oh, nobody's buying by the month, by the way. Just a warning to anybody who's turned monetization on Substack. I have gotten a couple paid subscribers now. No one picked monthly. Everyone picked a year. And now I'm just like, oh, I have 365 days worth of content that I have to deliver to you now. Because you prepaid for it. Which is a weird kind of pressure because it's like you done prepaid. So the way I'm consciously relieving this is if you run out of stuff to read, here's all my back catalog. Have fun.
That's a good way to trick your
I
brain.
do have a question. Are you planning on publishing it in regular book format as well so people could buy a physical copy of your book if they wanted to?
Yes, that is in the works. And hopefully part of this process will be to do that because For Raid, there is not an ebook version of it available yet. And I'm plugging all of the work. I'm basically, instead of putting up my old books, Vellum has had a lot, like every month, they're adding new features to Vellum. And so I can do a lot more with how I'm presenting them. So this is a much more involved process in that I am going through and basically reconstructing each book for this. And the nice thing about that is I will be able to update and refresh all of the books that are on Amazon and on the other places since they're wide. But I'm also going to be creating the new print version because I'm going to be moving all of my print books from KDP Print over to Ingram Spark now that they have gotten rid of their fees. That way they'll be easier to get worldwide.
Within 60 days.
Yeah.
After 60 days, there are fees.
Yeah. But right now, as things stand, most of my readership is still in Europe. And it would be a lot easier for them to get access to the print books through Ingram Spark. So I'm going to be doing all of that kind of together.
I was just wondering because I know some people they don't like digital versions of books. They like physical just because it's a tactile thing.
Yeah.
And a smell.
Yeah, the plan for that is to do that. I will also be offering signed copies through Ko-fi for anybody who wants that. I'm also probably going to be putting up like old versions of some of my books on Ko-fi that I still have with older covers and stuff that are no longer available to buy and stuff like that up on Ko-fi for a limited time only because it's basically whatever stock I still have. Went to conventions and whatnot. And the most expensive book that I'm going to be adding up on Ko-fi that you can get a signed copy of is I still have the box of really horribly, terribly edited books from my first ever publishing book. And I'm going to charge a lot for them because I don't want anybody to actually have them. But if anybody wants them and you want to give me a lot of money, I'll take the money. And I want to get rid of them and I can't throw them away because they are my books. So I still have this like thing. So it's going to be like for an obscene amount of money. If you want this trash book, you can get this trash version of the book. Or here's the good version of the book.
Starting price is $4.99.
Yeah, probably. It's going to be an obscenely high number because I really don't. It's the only book I've ever done that I don't want to sell. But they sent me a giant box of them, and I was so upset with it. I sold maybe 3 or 4 out of it, and as soon as I could get the rights back, completely redid it, redid the covers, redid everything, and released it on my own. And have never. They're just sitting in a closet, taking up space.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think it's important to be able to have that kind of thing because I know going to events, the nice thing about having a book funnel set up now is I will be able to actually sell digital books because you can actually pre-print QR codes that you can, when somebody buys an ebook from you in person, you can basically give them a business card that they just scan with their phone and it will sideload the book into their ownership. So I'll be able to do that. But I know a lot of people, especially when you're doing in-person events, like to have something tactile to get you to sign and all that. So yeah, there's still going to be those. And I'm looking forward to actually holding for a print version of Raid. I've been working on that book in that setting for so long. I just want to hold one. I need one in my hands because I love that book so much, and I can't wait till the next book starts coming out. Because if you enjoyed that, but you're like, why wasn't there more? Oh God, you're going to be really regretting that question when Rebirth starts, because it was the Boyle the Frog book. Like, oh, this is kind of like the fantasy I know. Okay, that's weird. That's weird. That's weird. And I'm just, okay, I'm just going to start off with, with our little tiger boy, our little tiger friend here, and the murder radish down there, and, the end of the world.
Can I get this on a poster?
I really should make posters.
You can print them through Canva, but you could print
Yeah.
like pretty good quality ones through Canva, get them delivered to you, and then you could sell them on coffee.
This
Yeah.
is true. I'm very happy with these. These were made in Midjourney.
I
with
would
a lot
like
of
a
effort.
notebook with this character on the front
Yeah.
cover.
That's Emily.
Emily.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to remember that. Emily.
Yeah, I made these with Midjourney. Midjourney has a new setting that you can turn it on where it's all anime all the time. It
Also, I would
and
like a keychain of this so I can carry her around with me everywhere.
I'm desperately trying to resist doing nothing but chibi art for the setting going forward. Now that I've figured out how to do it, because I could just imagine some of the like really grotesque monsters that are in this story, but as cute and cuddly chibis. Like, because then if we have a cute cuddly chibi version, it'll be easier to make the plushy version of the nightmare monsters that will be present in the story. And isn't that what this really is? Is it's a giant pyramid scheme to get plushies made? At least for
Pretty
me.
much.
Yeah.
So
Your
support me and
emotional
all the
support
places.
demon needs friends.
Right? I feel like he's going to get threadbare soon because last night was problematic.
Oh,
Yeah. You know what I did forget to do? I forgot to pick a race timer.
race timer! So many to choose from. Which one are we gonna do today?
I don't know. It opened to that cute alien one that I used last time, which
That
was
one is adorable.
adorable. They all had such funny walks. Like
Yes.
they all had such adorably funny walks.
So I have a question.
Yes.
I'm a terrible, terrible vampire lover. I have never read the actual Dracula book.
What?
I know. So I'm at the part where Lucy's getting visited by Dracula in the night, and all my brain is doing is like Gary Oldman style. I'm like,
In fairness,
"Hey, ever
is a
go
good
into it
Dracula.
in the book? Or is
Um,
she just waning away and like I don't know why and nightmares?
My memory of the book, it's been a while since I've read it. You've now made me decide that not only do I need to read it again, I have a really good there's an audiobook version of it that's full cast.
Oh,
And
nice.
each entry is written from an actor who is portraying that character that writes it, since it's all letters and journal entries and whatnot.
Mhm.
And it's really, really, really good. So I need to listen to it again. But I do not remember anything more than nightmares on her part.
Mm-hmm.
The saddest thing to me about Lucy's story, like the reason the book I'm wanting to do for that is just called They Did Lucy Wrong. Literally the working title of that draft.
Mm-hmm.
Is she is basically there to be she is the red shirt Mina.
Yes.
Like her only purpose in the story is we have to save Mina or she will end up like Lucy. And I mean, Lucy kind of deserved it because we're going to shame.
No, she did it.
Oh no, the book has a very like, she showed her ankles at a party once. She kind of deserved to die Victorian vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like the book is very like,
She did want to
shame.
marry all three suitors.
Yeah. Like the book has a very shame bent of like, well, we
I would
have
just
to at
say
least save
my
Mina.
first
She's the
brain thought was
virtuous.
good for her.
So
Hello, HK Spence and BA Pascal.
I was just about to do that. But yeah, that's my memory of her from the book. It's just very much this like she's an afterthought. She is a cautionary tale of why they need to save Mina.
Mm-hmm.
And she isn't given much of a character in her own right. It is also important to remember that, like most vampire stories of the era, Bram Stoker was a closeted homosexual who his boyfriend had just been jailed for homosexuality and was trying to be like, oh no, I am all the straight, hot women monsters, hot women everywhere. And it really shows when you read the book because it's very high. I have no actual sexual interest in women, but I'm going to try to pretend that I do. Like when Dracula's wives show up, it's very like, this is a very queer music video vibe that's going on here. It's not quite as like,
Let's be honest, the brides
Dirty.
wanted each other.
yeah.
I just read the Dracula retelling from the bride's POV. It is, by the end, 2 brides and a husband, and they are all bi for everybody.
Yes.
And so, it's just one of those things to bear in mind with the problematic writing that is a lot of Dracula. And Mina is basically a send up of Oscar Wilde's boyfriend, who kind of deserved all of the bad reputation and all the bad things that happened to him. So
I'm gonna be honest. I love all the movies where like Lucy and Mina are just like, "Are you sure they're not gay with each other?"
I
Like,
kissed in the rain.
because it doesn't matter which version you see. The way those two characters interact.
especially the Bela Lugosi, because he was a fan of the book and he was in the original stage play, and he thought that Jonathan and Dracula were lovers.
Mhm.
He was like, "There's nothing you can do to convince me that they weren't lovers," and Jonathan just couldn't take loving a man, and that's what the whole violence in the story is about. And Bela Lugosi talked a lot about that a lot. And when you watch his portrayal, like he had to make it through the censors, but
Mhm.
that look that he gives Jonathan is always, "Hey, tall drink of water." Like, it's not like, "I'm going to kill you" or "I'm going to control you." It's, "Hey." And I absolutely love that. But yeah, like the moral of the story is they did Lucy's character dirty in the book. She is very much an afterthought, and anything that gives her any agency, because she just willfully gave in to the vampire because of course she's that kind of woman. I mean, didn't you hear she showed her ankle at a party once? And oh, I guess we at least have to say, I do believe there's a line in the book that Van Helsing says, I can't remember the exact line, but it's essentially, we have to at least save the virtuous one, because Mina obviously didn't mean to be with Dracula. She was obviously forced into it. We at least have to save her. And it's so dismissive. Like, Lucy got what she deserved, but Mina's a good girl. We have to save the good one. And it's so like, Bram, we see you. You liked men's. It's okay. It's okay. Once you understand Bram Stoker's background, Dracula is Homophobia, the novel. It reads very differently. That's a fun sound.
That was someone outside. Just, I don't know what kind of noises they were making, but I'm like,
Pretty sure they're
okay.
human.
I heard them use language, so I'm hoping they're human.
I just read Stolen Tongues. It does not necessarily mean they're human. It could be trying to mimic.
Oh, yeah, never, ever, ever know. Alrighty, I decided to pick the fancy dress because I thought it would be fun, and I keep losing my own tab. There we are. And I'm not wedded to this. If nobody sees anything that they like, I can shuffle the characters again. I did see the turtle, and
After
I'm gonna vote for the turtle,
I'll go for
or maybe the bee. I like both.
I can't see somebody dressed as a bee without thinking of John Lovett's wonderful send-up of Harvey Firestein from Saturday Night Live so long ago. It was at least a cat's life ago, if not longer. It makes me happy.
Cat's life long.
I'm a
You are
unit
now
of
a
measure.
unit- Exactly.
If I was a bee and you were another gay bee, do you think you could be in love with me? Like, it just... Harvey Firestein actually had a daytime talk show. There are clips of it online. It is trash, and I highly recommend you look them up. Um, he he is a national treasure. I love what he's done for musical theater, but oh, that talk show was a hot mess. It was basically, let's have Harvey ask every celebrity in Hollywood, if you were gay, would you be attracted to me? And it was just Harvey trying to get a date. The TV show. Alrighty. So, having gone through that, I'm going to pick the turtle. And yeah, I have a safety up over here so that if I get really into what I'm doing, I can still see it. But, you know, nothing I have is making noise today. So
I'm making noise.
if I'm not here and somebody wants to beep beep on their own, more power to
Luckily, I have, power, so if I notice.
I think
Although I
with
do
all
tend
of
to
this-
get absorbed in things because I have not the supply chain issues for the ADHD meds have finally hit me, and I'm missing them very
I think
very
I'm gonna have to
much.
go let a dog out.
I think the music is still on for the timer.
Oh, it is. Thank you. Yeah, all of my all of my dudes that are supposed to be making noise are just not doing it today.
Mm.
They've just decided, nope, you're good.
No notifications for you.
No notifications. Alrighty, let's
Get
go
in the
ahead.
zone.
Let's go ahead and get this started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck and happy writing or whatever y'all do.
Happy haunting.
Woo! Pirate won!
Yay! Wow, that's this is gonna be a little bit more work than I thought it was gonna be. There are so many options now to make the ebooks pretty. I'm not gonna use all of them, but it's like, wow, I can do what now? I can do what? Wait, what? A lot of new stuff to learn. So I worked more. I'm currently working on the ebook for Child of Centuries. I think it's going to be a little bit quicker now. I've picked the template that I want, and so that's 4 books with that one template. So
Oh, that makes things handy.
yeah, so because I'm trying to give each series is kind of its own look, so I've got that set up. So that should make the other this book, the rest of this book, and the next 3 fairly quick. Yeah, but wow, all of the things, so many things. How did everybody else do that sprint?
I listened to music and I was on notes, of course, because that is apparently my new addiction. And so every time someone comments on something, I feel like I end up just like guessing the meaning of what they're trying to say, because the problem is everybody on notes is so wordy, and my ADHD brain gets lost about halfway through a long sentence. And so I have to keep going back, like, okay, how do I put the first half of the sentence and the second half of the sentence together in a way that makes sense? And it's complicated. And yeah, so that was what I was doing, was trying to interpret what someone had commented to me so that I could respond back in a way that made sense, or at least was close enough to making sense to whatever point they were trying to make, that they wouldn't know that I was absolutely clueless about the meaning of their
I get what you're saying. Like, Substack is really what happens when a bunch of writers decide, hey, we have a social network all to ourselves, and I'm going to write a novel now and call it a post.
Yes.
Here's my Moby Dick sentence.
Yep.
Which, for those of you not familiar, there is a sentence in the original Moby Dick that takes up an entire page. It is properly punctuated and grammatically correct, but it takes up an entire freaking page.
Yep.
Whew. No one said Herman Melville did not lack words. How's the rest of y'all doing?
Woo.
I worked the day job a little bit, and so, like, how is it possible to do this story without a sexual assault scene from Dracula? Like,
Yes. My general rule of thumb, especially when dealing with Lucy, is since everyone assumed she was into it anyway, okay, fine. She was into it. She was tired
she's
of
not
the
into it, but what is Dracula doing?
So Dracula in this scene is showing Bram Stoker's innate homophobia and how his boyfriend would take advantage of him all the time. I hate to keep going back to that, but yeah, Bram, we see you. Your wife wrote a really interesting book about you and your marriage. See you, Bram. You've been dead forever, but I still see you. Yeah, you can completely reinterpret how Lucy engages in this experience. Because from my Lucy, since Lucy is generally set up as the rebel in the group, like, fine, she's just, my Lucy in the version that I'm working on kind of figured it out that like, oh wait, you have power. Hey, because he just kind of wants to burn Victorian London to the ground, which might actually happen. I don't know. I haven't figured out how that book ends yet, but that's the fun thing about working with a character that has been done so dirty as she was. Like, just make her your own. Make her, the only thing when I think of adaptations of Dracula, the only things that they have generally kept about her is often they change her red hair to blonde hair, because they don't want to bring in the whole weird, Graham, you were Irish, why did you hate your ancestor? Anyway, weird British racism that is present in the original book. So they often make her blonde. But yeah, just they did Lucy dirty, and anything you could do to undirty Lucy's reputation is fine with me. Like, I don't want. She's one of the few characters that I am so happy when I see an adaptation, and they're just like, to hell with what Stoker wrote. Here's my Lucy. Which is why, like, in the Altman movie that you were referring to before, I'm still not like the biggest fan of hers, because at one point she becomes like a weird goth baby doll vampire chick thing that is, it's a weird scene in the movie.
Cat's face, I love it.
It's a weird scene in the movie. She's got on the big poofy dress, her skin is ash white, and she does the whole like, I'm going to reenact that scene from Aliens, but I'm a sexy vampire like thing. Like, I have so many questions as to what was going on in that in particular. But I do enjoy that she was very different from her portrayal in the book, and I've seen that in so many others. Like, the only good part of the book Mina, and I highly recommend you never read the book Mina. It is terrible. It is trash. It is so bad. It is Dracula. It's came out in the 90s. It's Dracula from Mina's point of view, and no, there is nothing feminist about this book at all. At all. It's. Have you ever wanted to read a book about a damsel in distress from the point of view of the damsel in distress? Like, the majority of the book is her like pining. Are they ever going to save me? And then spoilers. It's a bad book. I don't care. They fail to save her, and she's just like, well, I guess I have to get revenge now because you weren't good enough to save me. Like, she's just a jilted damsel. And it's like, why did this? What? Somebody really liked Gone with the Wind and wanted Scarlett O'Hara to get revenge, I guess. I don't know. It really has that feel, but much more British. Bad book. But its version of Lucy that does show up in some of the flashbacks in that book was the exact opposite. It's the closest thing to a feminist character in the book, where she's just like, honey, you're a vampire now. You can do whatever you want. They can't stop you. Obviously, they can't stop you. They thought they killed him, and we're not dead. So either they're wrong about how vampires work, or they don't know how to kill us. Let's party. So, I think forget trying to adapt the character from the book.
Make your own, Lucy.
Yeah. It's like, I want to do because there are several Victorian horror novels I really want to do a retelling of, because they're really problematic, and like that one and Melmoth the Wanderer, which I really enjoy the book. It is one of the most anti-Semitic books I've ever read in my life on so many levels, and I think you can retell the story without all that. I just haven't had the time to work that out. But yeah, she should be your Lucy. Like, for God's sakes, why doesn't she seduce Dracula and he get really weird about it? What if she's actually a witch? What if she is the devil? Like, I'm just saying, you are the Laura. What if she is actually in league with some kind of weird shadow demon that has decided that Dracula's time is over, and she's part of the master plan to take him down? You're the Laura. What if she's secretly one of the plant people from your middle grade story, and Dracula comes in like, I'm going to suck your blood, and she's just like, what the hell's this sap? I'm like, I have you now. Like, it's your Mina. You can do whatever you want, unless they give you very strict rules, like she has to be a waif, and she has to be assaulted, and she has to be a complete nobody who gets what she deserves because she's a bad girl. Like, and if so, don't submit.
Have I told you my outline?
No. And before you do, I'm sorry to hear that, Maggie.
Feel better.
Feel better. Like, damn.
Recover quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a book there.
Yeah, it's a thing. It is definitely a thing. And it's very present in that book. I'm just saying, there's a lot of anti-Irish bigotry in that book. If you want to know what white-on-white racism looks like, read a Victorian novel. It's not hidden at all. Yeah. Like, I just want her to have so much better. Ooh, Lucia's daughter of love. I can so see that. I can so see that. Especially because Bram never explains where his vampires come from, really. They just are. Because, you know, that whole creepy Balkans area, they have forests, it's dark there. They don't speak English. Obviously, there are monsters. I'm not lying. Almost a quote from Jonathan Harker's diary when, like, the wolves are chasing the wagon he's on. Like, what did I expect? They don't speak English here. Of course, there are wolves and monsters. Like, just the race of Dracula is like, it's very British. It's very colonizer.
Yeah.
And yet somehow I still enjoy this book. It has good bones. It just has a lot of bad meat on them.
A little
I think
rancid.
I'm missing some books.
Oh
That means I'm
man.
gonna have to dig through some boxes
Why?
Good luck.
because all these shelves were full, and this
That's
one is
true.
practically empty. Like it literally has 4 things on it.
Sounds like
But I
you gotta
did just
find some more
double stack
books.
this entire shelf.
Yeah.
Like that shelf, this shelf, and this shelf are all double stacked.
Nice.
I know one of my books is still at my apartment because it didn't fit in a box, so I just set it on top. Because the rest of the series was in a box,
Yeah.
but I accidentally left it at the apartment with
Uh,
some of my other stuff that's still there. So I have to leave space for. Where'd it go? I know I'm gonna have to make a spot. Like I'm gonna have to remove 2 small books to put it there.
nice.
I will say I don't know if it'll help you at all, but the Lucy that I'm working on in my book is heavily inspired by Nosferatu's first album, Rise. There's a song in there called "Lucy is Red," and it is just basically making fun of the Lucy from the book. And I kind of like look at that as the Regina George talking about my Lucy, and my Lucy is totally going to get her hit by a bus. But it's actually a fairly decent recap of the Lucy in the book, if you can understand Vlad's voice, because, of course, it's a goth band from the 90s. Of course, their lead singer's name was all named Vlad.
Hello, boy.
Except for the one band that wanted to name their lead singer Lestat, and Rice threatened to sue them, so they named the band Lestat. Still threatened to sue them, but they got away with it.
That's hilarious.
Because again, it was goth in the 90s. Everything was either Lestat or Vlad. Like, where's all the love for Varney, man? Nobody loves Varney. Varney has one of the best weird names of all the vampires.
Who's Varney?
Varney is the popular character in Varney the Vampire, and it's one of Lord Byron's many jilted ex-boyfriends writing a book about how awful Lord Byron is. But instead of calling him Lord Byron, he's Lord Varney. Because of course he is. 3 of Byron's jilted ex-lovers wrote books about him where he is a vampire.
That is hilarious, actually.
This is
Imagine
people-
being such a, like, I don't know what they would call it, a vampire.
Right.
Being enough of a vampire personality that 3 people were like, yeah, this is
That tracks.
like the queerness of early vampire stories is just hilarious because Carmilla is written about a lesbian vampire, and most of the early vampire books were basically just diss tracks about Lord Byron. Like the vast majority of them. There was a lot of question because we do know that Percy Bysshe Shelley and Byron had kind of an on again, off again thing. So there's a big question about whether or not his book Vampire is also about Lord Byron. It's not as explicitly about Byron as the other 3, but he was literally trapped in a chalet with Byron and his wife when he started writing it. So maybe
If the fangs fit.
yeah, because he started writing that at the same time Mary Shelley started writing Frankenstein.
That makes you wonder if Lord Byron has like a thing for biting.
It does, doesn't it? Like it really does. Like, why are all of your exes
You know what?
going?
That is the logical conclusion to this. This is logical.
Like so many of his exes, and like 2 of them actually agreed on a name for the vampire, and tell basically a story about the same vampire with the same name, but different stories about different people that the vampire did wrong, and they're all like murder fantasies about like hunting him down and killing him for doing them wrong. And it's never like you did me wrong and made me into a vampire, or you did me wrong and like drained me. It's like which one is it? I think it's just called The Vampire. Is a story about we were having this really hot trip through Europe with all of the totally not gay sex, and then you just left me in Paris and said you can find your way home. So we're gonna hunt you down and kill you now. The novel. Like that's the revenge plot against the vampire. Like the vampire must die because he left this guy alone in Paris. And we know for a fact, based on a true story, that Byron and this guy were just tripping around Europe together, and then they got to Paris, and Byron found a new boyfriend and whooped off to do something and left the guy there, and like he just literally wrote a diss track, like, and then we're gonna have to remember and kill him.
Byron, did you not know that thruples are a thing?
Just, oh my goodness, it's. I'm not saying you have to queer up your vampire. I'm just saying the subtext in all of these is either Bram Stoker hated himself for liking the men's, or Byron, why were you such a dick? That is the subtext to all early vampire stories,
Except
And then-
Camilla.
except for Carmilla, which is lesbian vampires are kind of hot, right? I mean, we're still going to kill her because vampire, and I mean, I guess technically lesbian. Actually, they're more mad at her being a lesbian than they are about her being a vampire in the original book. So,
How dare you betray the patriarchy? We must murder you now.
like, sure, you're trying to kill my daughter because you want to like suck her blood and whatnot, but I'm more mad about the lesbianism than the vampire. Like, oh man, Carmilla, the original Carmilla is a trip. And if you want to enjoy it to its fullest, there is an audiobook version of it where David Tennant plays the angry dad. And I just have to say, he realizes what a cheesy book this is and goes at it hard.
Nice.
Like he just, it's like when he got an episode of Doctor Who and he was just like, oh, this is just nonsense. I'm going to be nonsense too. It's basically that's his performance.
found
in the
it.
book. It's very good.
It's $5.21.
It is more about she kissed a girl and liked it than you are soulless and drink blood.
Right. It's yeah. Oh my goodness. Just hello, CB. By the way, my husband and I have repeatedly looked at that picture of your new couch and are kind of jealous. Just saying.
It looks so comfy.
It looks so nice.
How do you not end up taking a nap on it every single day?
It looks so nice. I once. But again, not saying you have to bring any of those themes into your story. It's just, I think it's really important to understand the weird undertones in a lot of these, because there is a hint in Dracula that maybe Mina and Lucy had a thing. There's a lot of talk in the original book about how they were too close for female friends.
Uh-huh.
That, maybe it's a good thing that we had to kill
Why?
Lucy.
The movie adaptations are all like,
Kiss in the Rain, why not?
Yeah. Maybe it's a good thing we had to kill Lucy, because then she's not going to be a bad influence on Mina anymore.
that's the real reason.
Yeah, it's
Can I help you, buddy?
homophobia is a vampire or
You're
Byron.
you're going on your walk.
So, my story, originally, I was going to make it medieval. And then I had an idea, and so it changed. It's modern.
Yes.
Lucy was born in Transylvania into a cult that believed in the superstitions and were warning her against vampires. She gets rescued from the cult at the age of 6, taken to the U.S. to be deprogrammed, and adopted into a wealthy family in Georgia. Georgia. And so ever since then, she has grown up on hearing the stories of the cryptids of the Okefenokee Swamp. So she is obsessed with those types of creatures. She has the 3 suitors, but Dr. Seward is more interested in analyzing her brain because she was in a cult, so he can get professional clout. The adventurer is now, of course, an influencer. So he wants clout by being with somebody who is famous for being rescued from a cult. And then we've got the rich dude, Homewood, Arthur. So the 3 guys have a pact. We're not going to buy her presents so we can be on an even playing field so she can choose. But rich dude is like, I'm going to make her a gift by hand. I'm just going to carve her a cryptid out of this wood. And she's like, my love of my life. So Mina, so he gives her this gift. And Lucy is like, Mina. And they have the silent conversation as friends do of eyebrows and nose flares. And he's the one. And finally Mina's like, I did background checks. I stalked him on social media. It's okay. And Lucy proposes to him. And so it's really cute. And they have their engagement party on a platform in the swamp that overlook it. And it has an observation deck and everything. And Dracula shows up. And Lucy's like, I know that accent. Why are my childhood cult memories starting to surface after being buried for years?
You know what might be an interesting twist in yours, given the nature of the suitors that you set up for her? What if Dracula seduces her with what might be the most tempting offer of all? I'm a vampire. You cannot take pictures of me. You can be anonymous. You can be anonymous. Anonymity. Right. I can give you anonymity.
Mm-hmm. So
that's a pretty tempting offer.
That would be an interesting twist in the social media age of, look, I will take you. We will live in the shadows and you will be anonymous. No one will ever be able to take pictures of you again. They will never be able to splash your story all over the world. That could be very seductive. Whether it's true or not, that's up to you. Have fun writing the story. But like that might be a very, very like, wait a minute. You said what now?
So I did write the lullaby that her nanny used to sing to her when she was in the cult that has now resurfaced, and it's what she's going to sing to the children to lure them into comfort when she starts to drink from them. So it's it's one stanza, it's 4 lines. That's all I've got. But bat wings flap in the pale moonlight, clouds float by to hide the sight. Rest in my arms, my sweet little dear. Danger's not lurking, it's already here.
So my brain went to, because sometimes like in a supernatural setting, cults like are against the thing when really they're helping the thing, like the leaders,
Right.
or the
It's
thing
true.
is one of the secret leaders,
So
or benefactors. Is that the right
Mhm.
word?
I think so.
The ultimate twist. He's not there to seduce her. He's there to go, Mina, I am your father.
So he recognizes her from her last name was changed when she was adopted. So he recognizes it when they tell her what her birth name was. And so he's like, you're the one that got away for the cult that was like not submitting to me in the mountains. You're the one that got away, so I gotta take you out. So
Yeah, Maggie, I feel like that would be the ultimate horror story for a lot of people. Like, what? I can't be a social media influencer anymore? No! Like you're seeing it in real time with all the people that built up all their clout on Twitter. And as Twitter burns to the ground, they're like, but my life! What will my life be now? Like
oh my god, nobody.
it's rather entertaining. It does look comfy though. It does look like a nice place to sit. We keep dreaming of being able to afford new furniture
Same.
because all of our furniture is either hand-me-down furniture or stuff that we found really cheap at a yard sale. And the one chair, the chair like right across from me right now, we got that really cheap at a yard sale when we moved to California. It's a really
It
nice.
survived?
Yes, it is a really well built chair. We've had to replace the cushions on it like 3 times, but the chair itself is perfectly fine. The chair is it's pretty, it's comfortable. I love it. It just needs new cushions periodically. It's very well made. I'm pretty sure, based on its design, it was made in the 70s or 60s. Like,
That
I'm pretty
explains why
sure.
it would last.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure this chair is older than I am, just based on the aesthetic of like the way the wood is cut and stuff. But it's like
Yeah.
all solid wood construction, and so the chair itself has lasted. It's just we have bought new foams and stuff to make new cushions for it a couple times.
CB says this whole vampire cult thing is a total mood considering the documentary that came out about IBLP and Bill Gothard.
Oh yeah,
What is it? Sunshine.
yeah. Just like a lot of things are getting outed right now, like HBO for making Idol, but we're not going to get into that. I have so many questions. Luckily, I don't think it's going to have the cultural impact that Succession did, so I'm not going to feel like turning it into a research thing, which I would not have watched other than that. But the acting in that show is very good. I want to take nothing away from the actors. The actors are great. Your scripts were trash, but the acting was really, really good. The scripts were trash.
Oh,
Utter trash.
I thought of an occupation for Van Helsing. So he works in a museum because his medical license was revoked for doing unauthorized autopsies on people who he thought were supernatural.
That's fun. I think it might also be fun to have him be like a Gwyneth Paltrow, like quackery.
Goop?
So, yeah, like a goop salesman
No.
that just all of a sudden finds out, oh wait, magic is real. I must.
He needs
spray
the
it
psychic
on-
vampire repellent spray.
I have made this candle. I'm not going to tell you what it smells like, but trust me, it will scare away the vampires.
I was thinking it would be funny if he was like a dentist and like checked people's teeth to make sure they weren't like monsters and whatnot. Found people that way.
That would be really funny. Yeah. Alrighty, are we about ready to try? Like, I'm warning y'all. If this just turns into a chat stream, I'm not going to be mad at it. Y'all might be mad at it because, like, I do not have the will to survive today. But I feel like we technically said we were going to try to work.
Yeah.
I mean, Kat's over
I
here.
mean, I
being-
guess we can.
Kat's over here being all productive. Like, I feel challenged because she's like, look at all the shelves that I have done while y'all are talking. Like,
And I'm just over here on notes, like looking at everything.
This is the second time in as many days that I've already done these shows.
it's still
Hey,
productive.
Heather.
Hi,
Hello.
Heather.
Hey, Heather.
Oh my. You know what I should probably do is watch Alex Newell's Tony Awards speech again and get some energy back in my life.
Yes.
I still want a poster. I want a poster of the moment they hand them the award and they just grab it and just like have this moment of like sheer joy.
Yes.
Just sheer joy. And it's just like, oh, I'm going to live vicariously through somebody who's experiencing just complete and utter joy. Yeah, I still don't know if I'm doing Camp Nano, if I'm doing World Building Summer Camp, or neither this year. I do know that we are taking 2 weeks off from CSIWE, so I will not have that on my plate for part of the month. So that frees me up to do more things. I just don't know if I want to be, because like World Building Summer Camp would actually be for building up the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty good story wise for most of my settings for world building, but the game could really use some TLC because it has not gotten nearly enough. But also, I have not written a story this year, and I would like to do that. So it's
The
just
story that just got accepted is a travel. The theme was what's normal at 3 in the afternoon, but creepy at 3 in the morning. So I did mine about an ice cream truck.
Nice.
No.
yeah, I think I'm good on my editing right now. I don't know. I have so many things that I want to do something creative. I feel like so much of the stuff I've been doing is like, not that I don't think like the nonfiction stuff that I've been doing is creative, or like the
Mm-hmm.
marketing artwork and stuff I've been doing for the various stories, like these are creative. Like I get that, but like they work a different part of my brain than when I'm storytelling,
Yeah.
and I miss that storytelling thing
Mm-hmm.
so much. So I really want to tell a story. I don't know. Nice. 2 books to edit. I'm just 2 books. Maggie, I have so many books. Like it's not even your friend. Yeah, I think a lot of people have been feeling that lately, like for various reasons. And we are having some
It's been
interesting
actually
times.
chillier here.
Yeah, it has been cloudy and chilly here, and I don't like it.
Yeah,
I love it. It's 65 here right now.
the really hot high humidity has been going through again.
It's 68 actually,
Our
which isn't that
poor
bad.
dehumidifier has just been working its butt off, trying to make the house livable.
Mm.
Because it got so humid today that it just decided to spontaneously rain
Wow.
because humidity hit 100, and that happens around here a lot. Like the humidity will just hit 100 and it will just rain because it can't hold any more water.
Wow.
And welcome to a swamp. Oh, but it's been so. Can we have fallback? Like I know it's not even midsummer yet. Midsummer is still what, 2 weeks away, but
We haven't had like any summer weather here yet, and it's concerning.
though I really want. Actually, is that yes? That is a Wednesday. So next Wednesday, I don't know how I'm going to figure it out, but if I'm able to be here for the stream, I would like to do something for midsummer because it is the solstice. It's going to be actually on the equinox.
Oh, that's my favorite day of the year because
So
it's the
that's
longest day of the year. And it's the
So,
perfect day for
solstice.
picnics.
I mean, meant solstice, not equinox. I got my words backwards.
Ah.
Summer solstice is next Wednesday. So I know we are planning some stuff at the house. We're going to be doing a thing. I think I've shown this on the stream already, but as part of our I just unshared the screen because I'm good at things. I will fix that later. Oh, I have the Nobler on, so this should work. So I recently got my Dano in
Nice.
because, and this came all the way from Kiev in Ukraine, because apparently if I like you and you're an artist on Etsy, you're in Ukraine. Everything that I've ordered from Etsy has come from Ukraine, which is just insane. But she's so pretty. I love the face. I love the little owl on the shoulder. Going back, like, so we're gonna be doing something for Danu on that date, and if I'm able to stream, I'd really like to do something here because midsummer's good vibes, man. Good vibes. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel about life right now. Is it's just so much. Just so much. Oh wow.
Wow.
Tell me you live at a high elevation without telling me you live in a high elevation. Wow. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I thought about you when we were watching American Born Chinese because there's a subplot of that show that involves the music of Bon Jovi. And may have thought about you a little bit when that happened because it's rather adorable. His dad is in his car listening to Bon Jovi when his boss and singing at the top of his lungs at lunch, and his boss sees. It's a whole thing, and it's rather adorable. Absolutely loved it. Really enjoyed that show. Hope it gets a second season. It is very very wuxia. Like it really and it gave me Michelle Yeoh as the goddess Guan Yin in sweatpants, and I will forever be grateful. I'm sorry, Michelle Yeoh as the goddess Guan Yin in sweatpants at a buffet. I will forever be in its debt. Just forever. Like There's nothing I can ever do to repay them for this imagery. It was just so good. Oh, nice. I miss concerts. I need to try to find a way to get back into going to concerts, but they are
We're
very.
going to one next month.
I'm-
It's a symphony-ish thing. Like it's
Ooh,
they're playing Hans Zimmer, but it's a candlelight concert.
Oh, cool.
It looks so stinking cool.
We might be going to see El King play at the fair because we're going to go to the fair a second time because we had so much fun the first time around. So I'm really excited because I love her music. She's great.
she is
Ooh.
And- nice.
Ooh.
I started laughing because when we were trying to get somebody to understand who Hans Zimmer was, we just went, he makes the music that goes, "Bwong," and they're like, oh, and like immediately knew and like started listing things that Hans Zimmer had done. So
First thing that comes to my mind is Pirates.
he will forever, in my mind, be the musician who the composer who did, "Bwong," 'cause
Inception.
he's done that in quite a few things. Just, I feel like it's his signature. Like, I really don't feel like being here today, so you get the blong. And then you can tell when he's like really excited about it because it's like really intricate music. And then there's like the projects where it's just the blong, and it's like, Hans, you just took a check, right? Like, you just didn't really feel like being here today. I mean, granted, you're one of the best at the blong, but like, it is definitely
One of my favorite noises is the music cue for the Prowler and Into the Spider-Verse.
that was Danny Elfman. I have not seen Across the Spider-Verse yet, and I really want to see it. I've heard very good things.
100 out of 10. I love it so much.
I loved the first one so much. I was really worried about the sequel,
Mm-hmm.
because sequels generally struggle to be as good as the first one, and I've heard very good things about this one.
I like
I
it
do
better.
already know like 3 spoilers, one of which I would have rather have learned from watching the movie, but
Did you know that there's a Spider-Man in it?
I heard rumors that there might be a couple Spider-Man in it.
What?
I did not hear if there's actually a Spider-Woman in it, because I don't know if they're ever going to bring her out of mothballs or not. Because every time they do something really sexist with her, and then they have to like put her away again.
Ooh, CB's going to see The Flash on Friday.
I hope it's a movie. Like, I am really concerned about what it is, because I know that they've gone back for reshoots 3 times
Oh.
for that movie, and so who knows how much of a story is left in it. And as much as Ezra Miller has been such a menace to everyone, like, wear a neck guard if you're ever anywhere where Ezra Miller is, because apparently they choke people a lot. And it's on film. Anyway, but apparently they've kept them in a basement long enough to feel that they can have the movie come out. So, I don't know. I really liked their movies and would kind of like them to not be a trash person. So maybe this could be the start of the apology comeback tour. But I have no hopes.
Across the Spider-Verse blew my mind just on a technical level as well as a story. Like, I don't know how they animated what they animated for some of these characters. It's like, how do you do? What?
I think my stepdad is going with my stepbrother and his son, because one, my nephew loves Spider-Man. Like, loves Spider-Man. I haven't seen the kid in a couple years, but you that kind of obsession don't go away.
See, that's where I'm really struggling with this movie and a couple others that have been announced, because I really want to see it in the theater, because I also grew up loving Spider-Man, still really love Spider-Man. It is an hour and a half drive to the closest theater that I will be able to walk after having been in it for a movie. Because the accessibility features in our theater is one of our theaters has a ramp,
Dang.
and the last couple times we went to see the movies, it took me 15 minutes to get to the car because my legs locked up from the seats.
Hello, Dystopia, Utopia, Autumn.
Hello. So as badly as I want to see it,
Yeah.
an hour and a half one way drive is a long way to go to see a movie.
I'm super excited for the Barbie movie, but the problem is it comes out during Comic-Con, and Sean is obsessed with Comic-Con, like really, really obsessed.
Good for
So
him.
we're gonna have to go see it on the one Monday that he's not at Comic-Con.
That is amazing. I'm assuming what went through my head when you said this is the Force theme. That na, 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 that was it. That one or the I don't know. I like too much John Williams music. I'm not going to get into details here. It's not important. I'm proud too. Alrighty, let's pretend to be productive members of society. Why not?
Probably not.
I have to
go do
20
dishes.
I'm on another stream at 7.
Alrighty. Well, I'm probably going to be calling this a little bit after this one. We'll see how time permits. But let's go ahead and do a sprint. I'm going to stick with the Toidle.
Same.
Space
And the
Man.
bee. Because I'm extra.
Agreed.
Alrighty. Remember to have something to hydrate with. Make sure to take care of yourself. And if you just need to look at a blank wall and daydream for a while, it's okay, because self-care is productivity for writers. Let's go ahead and get this started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go!
Yeah, I won.
The bee. I jumped so high. I am filling out my author profile on BookFunnel right now, and I hit enter, and then there was clapping, and I was just like, "That is a really weird. Why did you do that? I don't understand why you would have me have it make this. Why are you?" And then it suddenly dawned on me, "Oh no, dummy! The timer's done." I thought they had a weird sound effect built into their system.
That would be kind of cool. Like, yes, congratulations for hitting enter and filling in all the information that we needed. Good job. You did a good job
You
on filling
did
out
it.
paperwork. We know how stressful it is to fill out paperwork. So here's a little congratulations for you.
So I have the first export done. Childless Entries has been out into the world. I just need to get it uploaded. And I was like, I should go ahead and set up the BookFunnel account. So as I'm taking the new ebook around, I can be like, and here's the one for you, 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 and break that up instead of saving it all to the end and then hating life because it's nothing but uploading files for days.
Yeah.
Because I do that to myself way too much. But
So my mom came home, and apparently a customer bought her this, so she gave it to me. It's a Twix cookie dough.
Oh.
They're actually pretty good. I ate one of them already. But it's cookie dough or the
Nice.
caramel dough.
Woo! Sleepy children.
yay for sleeping children. Nice.
5 bullet points. That's impressive.
I'm curious, are your bullet points beats or scenes?
Or something
Or
else
something
entirely.
Or just what you want happening in that.
Yeah. Or just, I care not about your theory. I just do what I want. Because that tends to be what my bullet points are. But yeah, I'll do you. So I Megan made me giggle during that sprint because Substack has added a feature where you can now see what readers are sharing.
I was just going to bring that up.
And it's just me.
For me, it's me and Spence. And it's just like, this is cute. Just the two of us. Just the two
Yeah,
of
I
us.
just checked the other one because I was like, wait, maybe the other one. Nope, I am the only ducky here. And I will say that this is based off of using the share button. I can tell you this for a fact. This is based exclusively off hitting the share button because I know for a fact that Patty fell in love with one of the essays I wrote for Creation's Past and shared it everywhere. I kept seeing my own post all over the place because she decided, oh no, everyone must see this, and shared it everywhere. So I know at least over there, it should also have Patty's name.
And me, because like I've shared your stuff before, but I only shared it on notes, so I think that's why it excluded me.
Yeah, but yeah, both of mine have wah, wah, wah. Just me. And my shares have done such a good job. I've gotten a whole 4 visitors from sharing my posts. So,
Really? Wow.
yeah.
Mine is, I actually did pretty well. I've got 68 visitors from all of my shares and 5 subscriptions from my shares. So I'm pretty impressed with those numbers. I didn't think I was doing so well, but apparently I'm doing better than I thought.
Dear Mr. Dorsey, can I please have my Blue Sky invite so that I can actually start sharing these things on a social network again? I promise if you give it to me, I won't say anything bad about you for a month.
Oh, I was going to say a week.
Since you haven't given it to me yet, I can still say this. Jack's got a bit of an ego, so I feel like anything less than a month would be found to be insulting. Jack's got a bit of an ego. But yeah, I actually tried a couple of the Twitter alternatives. Hive is a no. No. Hive is a no. Hive, no. And the Discourse is the most boring website I've ever tried to use in my life.
Oh man.
Because I miss having that kind of a, like, I like notes. I like what we're doing over on the Discord, but I miss having that kind of Twitter thing.
I miss Twitter, like having a Twitter. I miss the conversations that used to happen. I miss the silliness too. Like,
and everyone I used to follow on Twitter is now on Blue Sky. Which is why I really desperately want a Blue Sky. Like, it's so bad that, like, I was watching a video today with one of the guys I used to follow and comment with back in the day, but who left Twitter a long time ago because Twitter became a nightmare. And in his video, he's just like using all these social media posts so-and-so said this and so-and-so said that. I noticed that they were all Blue Sky. Like, the entire thread. It was the first time I've seen, when they will do like a Twitter thread as a talk to talk through on a video. It's the first time I've ever seen anybody do that with Blue Sky.
Oh,
it was just a full Blue Sky thread between three people about a thing, and I'm just like, where's my invite? I signed up for beta so long ago. Where's my invite?
It's been weeks now since I think it's been like a month now.
Jack, I helped you beta test Twitter back in the day. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. But yeah, it's I miss having that kind of a place for conversation.
Yeah. I miss on Twitter, I used to follow a whole bunch of like disability advocates and stuff like that. And I miss all the important information. Like, I used to get a lot of information about what's currently going on with COVID and legislation related to COVID. And now that information is like gone.
Like, all of trans Twitter is now on Blue Sky.
Wow.
Except me. And granted, I mean, I was small. I only had like 3,000 followers on Twitter, but like, I have a small account. I get it. But still, like, Jack.
Come on. Let me join the people.
I want to be there.
I want to be with
like, so help me if I get into Project Barcelona before I get into Blue Sky. I am going to just have a mental health day. I'm just going to have to take a mental health day because
I just joined the wait list for Blue Sky.
So for anybody who doesn't know, Project Barcelona is the people that do Instagram are basically building up a Mastodon app. And
that's what I heard.
And
I was like,
I really like the idea of that because that's portable social media. Because if you end up not liking Project Barcelona, you can move and bring all of your followers with you. Because Federated Network. I'm really into Federated Networks. I really wanted Google Wave to catch on because Federated Networks were a thing. And I loved them. And Facebook said no.
I see Dystopia Utopia Autumn says, do y'all do World Anvil? And I think that is an excellent question for some people on the screen.
Yes. I have way too many worlds on World Anvil. The three that I work in most are the Crypts and Wyverns, Baron's End, and Dragons of Night. Currently turning 2 of those into a tabletop role-playing game. In the Cypher
Charlie
system.
Might have convinced me.
What?
You might have convinced me, by the way. I haven't started doing it because I have to actually read through the Cypher stuff, but
it's a fun game. It is a really fun system. I've been playing. I actually know this because I am writing a post about why I'm doing this, and it's way too long. Like, I'm writing a short novel on why I've decided to write make a tabletop role-playing game. And I can clearly say now, because I've looked up all of the relevant data points and whatnot, I started playing in 1987. And over the years, I have played in innumerable systems. Just an insane number of systems. And I love Cypher so much. And I really like the additions that the expanded Cypher book just released. They're all in the SRD that they released for the open language. I was really curious about whether or not they were all in there, and they're all in there. And I'm really looking forward to doing more stuff with that. It's going to be so much fun. I've already run a tabletop role-playing game in my sci-fi setting. That's the Baron's End setting. And it was incredibly fun. It was really easy to set up. I just talked with the players ahead of time about what kind of stuff they wanted to do and built the in-setting thing for each of them. And along the way, made various of the other species and professions and whatnot, and just had so much fun playing in there already. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to get all that done. So you can, yeah. If you're asking if you want me to look at your world, if I'm understanding the question right, yeah, you can either do that through their the system that they have built up on World Anvil. I'm CE Dorset on World Anvil. You can send it to me that way, or projectshadow@substack.com is the email I've been giving out most recently, or charlie@projectshadow.com, or charlie at any of the domains that I own.com. Because like one of the first things I do is create an email address that's charlie at that domain. And yeah, I can take a look at it. I really enjoy looking at a lot of these things. I love their manuscript. I really love their manuscript. I got quite a few reads when I was playing around with their manuscript. The only reason I decided to go with Substack instead of World Anvil for my actual serialization is I was unable to convince non-World Anvil users to go there and read the manuscript. It was kind of like with Kindle Vella. I had a major onboarding issue where people did not understand why they would want to be on World Anvil if they weren't building a world, which I get it. That's like their main shtick. But as far as just being a reader, I had a really hard time convincing people. But I really like their manuscript thing. I got quite a few reads on my stuff there too, which was nice. But yeah, you can do it a lot of different ways. So I have mixed into my worlds are several short stories in the actual worlds themselves. There are quite a few short stories that are just peppered in here, there, and yonder because I didn't have anywhere that I wanted to thought was a good place to put them. Yeah, I love World Anvil. They're a really great site. I've had the very good fortune of actually getting to talk to Janet. In fact, shortly before COVID happened, I was supposed to lockdown and all that happened. I was supposed to do an interview with Janet, and we had been talking and stuff about setting that up, and life became untenable, so that did not happen. We then talked again later before she had to have her surgeries and stuff. And so like I feel like I want to ask her to do an interview again, but I feel like I'm a bad luck charm for her. Like I feel like every time I talk to her and ask her if she wants to do an interview, she ends up like having to have surgery or something bad happens. Last time I sent up an invite I know it's just timing, but it's when they decided to move to Greece, and so timing was an issue. And I'm just like 3 times the charm. No. This is not fated to be. But yeah, they're good people. Yeah.
Apparently I've gotten viewers from you on Substack, by the way, Charlie. Through Creations Path.
Nice. Getting people to use new things is difficult. The nice thing is it's the best place I've found to put up the world building. Like it is so good for that in the way that they have that kind of wiki structure that they've set up for themselves. You can really build whatever you need to over there to share your world building. And I think because I do intend to have all of my worlds have a tabletop role-playing game aspect to them, because I love role-playing so much. Like it's one of my favorite things. it is the community that I kind of want to start seeing that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm forging on ahead, but yeah, it can be tricksy. Yeah. Vela has a lot of issues. I still think they need to get rid of their magic currency. Like, I'm glad that they've changed some of the things that I really did not like about them, but it's still the magic currency thing. I don't want to buy Disney bucks. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like having to buy in-game currency to do things and having to buy those tokens.
I'll be right back. I have to go get food out of the oven.
I am really curious. Granted, this YouTube channel is not monetized yet, but we're actually not too far away from that. I'm really curious what is going to be the difference between something like super chats and super stickers on YouTube as opposed to the weird in-game currency thing they had with bits over on Twitch. I just feel like it's an easier model for people to wrap their head around in how to do. But, and on that note, just a reminder, we will be streaming on this channel tomorrow. The Valheim game is moving over here, and it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of chatting and random monster attacks. But it's a lot of fun. Brian, my husband Brian, Tom, and I play the game while Megan and Carrie laugh at our shenanigans.
Death, all the death. Give me all the death.
They root for our demise. It's quite fun, and we chat about a lot of stuff. It's a lot of writer life stuff. Like, I really have a hard time calling it a game stream because yeah, we are playing a game, but it's more like we're all hanging out together, and so you don't have to just see our faces. Here's a game to watch, kind of a stream.
Yeah.
So, but I'm kind of excited.
Sean, for the other game thing that we're going to be doing, Sean is very, he's not very happy that I'm going to have so much power. And I'm like, yes.
It is both a lot and a little. It is, like I said.
I mean, it's just all good fun. But.
Yeah, if you really get into it, I'll definitely buy you one of the intrusion decks, because then you can just be really menacing in the background, shuffling it. Like, and bam!
You hear the cards flip and everyone freaks out like, no! Yes!
It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be insanely fun.
I can't wait. It'll be fun.
Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the situation. My parents did not go away on a week's vacation, but I had initially set this up that we were going to be streaming for about 2 hours. I used to do the stream for 3 hours on Wednesday, but that has been weird of late with all the things. I am just doing a quick check. I do not have a message from the hubby saying he's on his way home, though he's very forgetful and ADHD brained, so he could walk in the door any second now without telling me. And the main reason I don't like streaming when he comes home is he often brings company with him on Wednesdays, and I feel they're very polite and they just sit quietly in the background while I do streaming things. And I feel very self-conscious about it. Like, we have other rooms and we have a whole deck, and like there are things that could be happening. But no, they just sit very quietly and politely and just wait.
I mean, it's more fun to listen to our shenanigans than to sit by yourself.
I feel that they feel that way too, because they know that I stream with Glory on Mondays and are always at the house. Like, they don't miss. Like, Glory's stream count needs to go up by 1. Like, we need to figure out a way just to get Glory's stream count up by 1, because we do have an in-house studio audience. Actually, like two or more, because there is a studio audience when we're recording it, and Yeah, lots of paying attention there too. So I'm thinking we risk another sprint just so I can finish setting up my book funnel account because I'm going to be doing that whether I'm streaming or not. So might as well put in another sprint because, I'm going to be sitting here regardless.
I have to feed the dogs,
Inspiration.
so a break would be nice because they are. Let me show you real quick.
Are
Let
you
me see
getting
if
the bags? Are they the baggy
Wait.
bags? Oh, the baggy bags. I'm
she's just
starving.
staring.
I'm starving. I've not eaten forever. I'm
Oh,
going to
and
die. Oh,
now Nessie is
oh.
staring at me too. Both of them are sitting here staring at me like, can I please have some food? Can I please have some more food? I'm a little hungry.
Alrighty. Right. I am so, I'm so small and I am starving. Why, mommy? I thought you loved me. Yeah, yeah. Alrighty. So let's. Why did the button not work? Hello, button. That's not the one. That's one of the buttons. That's a button that hides me quite well because I am behind Umrith's. Wait, my other button disappeared.
You are missing the button?
Yeah, that button somehow went away from me. I was
That's
just using it
weird.
earlier.
What button?
The
The
one to do
button
that.
that moves us in this position.
I'm gonna have to do the drop down menu and grab it back because it's one of the defaults. That's weird. I
Oh,
don't
feel
understand
better,
it.
Maggie. Go rest and feel better.
Yeah.
Sending all my healing vibes your way.
Yeah. Hopefully this just. I have no
Okay,
words.
restore your system quickly.
May the power
Yeah.
of the immune system be with you. Same. Blessed be.
Yes.
Alrighty, let me look around this cute little tiger man and bring over here. All right, remember, productivity is not what we're after here. This is not a place for any of the toxicities whatsoever. If you need to just take a moment and take a break, that is perfectly all right. Make sure that you have something to hydrate with. We are going to get started on this sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and. Oh, that sumo wrestler running just gives me
I'm
life.
staying with the bee, and the turtle.
Turtle.
Stay on a 1.
Well, just got to get that exercise in, It's not easy. You run around the world in one night. I mean, it's got to be kind of fast.
Especially if you're going to climb all those chimneys.
Right? Oh, my. So I'm really glad I did this process because I have not published a news story on KDP in a while. And as I'm updating the KDP, you can now put your books in 3 categories instead of just 2. So I get to actually fix that on
Nice.
all of the books as I'm going through this process. Plus, I'm updating the back cover copy on each of them. And well, I'm not as good as Maggie at writing them. I'm doing my best. So hopefully this will, I don't know, do something. But yeah, it's nice to be able to get some of the stuff done. Hello, Jenna. How are you doing?
Hello.
That's totally
Nice dinner lurk. Yeah, I had to actually go and get something to drink because I ran out of liquids.
I'm working on adding
Yeah.
July to the spreadsheet, like the days.
Yes.
I was like, to make this easier on myself so I don't have to make the page and then copy over the stuff. I'm just copying the template because we have one for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the schedule of what people normally do.
Yeah.
So I'm just copying that and then changing the date and then adding the date and changing the name of the things.
Nice.
Because then I don't have to change much.
Very convenient.
And then I can just get July up. Some people have their streams up in all the way in September.
I cannot guarantee my life that much. Like, I already know, like,
Your life that put together.
yeah. Like, I'm still
I
in a
can't do
panic
that.
over the World Parliament of Religions. I don't even want to think about the Chicago trip. I know everybody's excited about the Chicago trip. I want to be excited about the Chicago trip, but it's also a work trip for me, and I can't figure out what all I'm doing there and all that stuff. And that's in August.
Let alone what you're doing with us.
It feels like forever away and way too soon. All at the same time.
Yeah.
I have JC's stream open.
So, since I know Jenna wasn't here when I said this earlier, and I can't remember if Dystopia Utopia Autumn was or not, but the work that I'm currently doing is we've decided that for anybody who does a paid subscription to my Substack at projectshadow.com, we'll be able to download all of my previously published books.
Woot woot.
Setting up the page for that now. So for anyone who may have been a supporter over on Twitch, because I was able to get the list thanks to Kat and actually contact all of them via Discord or Instagram. Please discontinue support for me on Twitch. You do not have to go anywhere else. I am not saying that I now give me your money somewhere else. Like, I'm not saying that, but Substack's one of the best places to do it because with my ADHD brain, you'll actually get the rewards. They're built in. I just mark them as for paid people, and huzzah, it happens.
That's fair.
Which has been a problem in the past with both Ko-fi and with Patreon, is remembering to go over that. I keep forgetting to update both of them that I'm still doing things. Like neither of them, like I released an entire season of a serial and forgot to update both my Patreon and my Ko-fi to say that.
Charlie, you need an assistant.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. So if you want to help me get money to hire somebody as an assistant. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm half excited about this. But BookFunnel has updated its system a lot since last time I tried to use it, and it's almost user friendly now.
Nice.
Previously it was not.
Yeah.
But I like it because they can help get things onto like a Kindle device and stuff like that, which can be a little bit of a pain, and they have good tutorials. Basically, I don't have to write up all the tutorials on how to sideload things onto your Kindle and whatnot. So that's why I've decided to use them. Also, I can upload all the file types there, and if you want the PDF, you can get the PDF. If you want the EPUB, you can get the EPUB. And it automatically converted it into the old style.mobi. If, like me, you have an ancient Paperwhite that you refuse to let go of because you have no money to buy a new one.
Yep.
I mean, it still technically works. It takes 10 to 15 seconds to turn the page now, but it technically works.
It just gives you time to absorb what you just read.
I get to
Like
contemplate.
it's a
Brief moment of meditation. But yeah, I this feels so weird going through this process, but it is.
Hi,
it
Carrie.
is. Hello, how are you? I think, let's see, what time is it? So we normally would stream for 3 hours, so I think I'm going to hold it to that. I still have not received a message about whether or not he is going to be on his way home soon. So he may have gotten himself distracted. We did the bad thing. We finally gave in, and he's watching The Bear. If you have anyone in the food service industry in your life, I'm sure you've heard all about this show. They won't shut up about it. It's fine. It's a lot of shouting. It's a lot of shouting. It's about a guy who takes over a Philadelphia. Is it Philadelphia? No, Chicago. A Chicago restaurant after his brother ends himself. And he basically goes from being the head chef at a 3 Michelin star restaurant to the owner of a hole-in-the-wall dive sandwich shop in Chicago. And shenanigans. I don't know how else to describe the show. Dark, brooding. Wow, there's a lot of mafiosos and drug dealing in this series. Shenanigans ensue. But having lived with a restaurateur and owning a restaurant, oh god, the show. There's an entire episode about why can't anybody who runs a restaurant keep good bookkeeping, and we both felt so called out, like, because it's a nightmare. Because everybody you order from gives you like 8 different formats on how they do everything, and
oh man.
This is pain in butt. Plus, Brian's there to cook food, not to run QuickBooks. And he doesn't like it when I'm involved with the money part of things because I am a monster when it comes to budgets.
So during that sprint, not to change the topic, but
There are topics?
so I was taking the dogs out, and so there's like a walkway right outside of our apartment complex, and to the right is a little grass section where I like to take the dogs to do their business. And then if you go straight, like there's more stuff over there. But so there's like this corner, and the dogs can't see because they're short enough, but I could. And so I see this cat, and I'm like, oh no. But then out of the other corner of my eye, I see from the other direction on this is a dog who had no leash on. It was just running around. And so the dog comes up to my dog, and well, my dog sees the cat first, and my dog starts going after the cat, and that alerts the dog that my dogs are there, and the dog is like, hell no, you're not going to bark at anything. This is my territory. So the dogs start getting in a fight, and I have to lift Princess up by her harness, and like she's dangling in the air.
Oh, no.
Nessie, of course, is a good dog, so she was just kind of standing there barking at the other dog, like, stay away from us, woof woof. And so then the owner comes running over, and she's like trying to get the dog, but the dog keeps running away from her, and my dogs, of course, are going insane. So I've still got Princess in the air, like kind of resting on my shoulder. And just I was like dragging Nessie along, like, we gotta get out of here. And
I
it
sense an
was such an event.
I sense an incoming Substack post from you about why leashes are important.
Oh, if I get started on the fact that both leashes are important and like it's super healthy to like clean up after your dogs, like the mess they leave, uh like that's how you get other dogs sick. Because that's how diseases are transmitted. Like, are you trying to cause a giant sickness running through the entire apartment complex where all the dogs will eventually not make it if you aren't careful, and someone didn't get their vaccine on time, and just imagine the trouble that would bring.
Takes one dog with parvo to cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of dogs, like a lot of dogs in this apartment complex. Like everyone has at least a dog.
Well, I think we're probably just about to wrap up. Yeah. My brain is completely and utterly just shut down. So yay for that. Hopefully my words have been the coherent today.
I at least could understand them.
I'm having one of those days where I feel like I'm in an episode of a sci-fi thing where I've gotten one of those weird, like, alien viruses where all the words are coming out in the wrong order.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like, I don't know, having one of those days. Last night was fun. So, yeah, I was going to say this was leading to something, and this is the problem that I've been having. I do not know if we are going to be having a stream next week because I have it on good authority that yes, on the 20th, on the 30th, that is the 21st, I will be having a meeting at this time, and neither of those numbers make sense. So maybe, I don't know. We may be doing this next week. I have said it before. I'll say it again. I really want this to become a much more regular thing. I miss doing the streams. I really, really do. I may need people to start peer pressuring me on whether or not I'm doing either Camp Nano or World Building Summer Camp. I am not doing both.
Peer pressure. Make your decision.
I want to do one or the other, but I don't know which would be. I don't know. So I'm also really curious because this would be the first. If I do it, it would be the first Nano that I would be doing with my.
Okay. Tablet. I just had a really good idea, or it could be a terrible idea. I don't know. I haven't had time to think about it because it literally just popped into my head. But for notes, what if we did like a round robin style short story thing where like one person starts the story and then the next person does the next line, and we just like go round robin until we're just like, this is madness.
That would be fun, and I do think it would actually work. E. Jean Carroll and Mary Trump are doing that right now.
I'm just thinking on notes, though, not actually.
Oh, not writing. On notes. Oh, yeah, that could be really
make
fun.
It like really short and sweet, and just like, and then this happens, and
this is how we trick Laura into finally getting on there and doing a lot of crazy stuff. Because like, Laura, we're doing basically drabbles. We're doing round robin drabbles.
She's busy. I'm literally looking at her right now on JC's screen.
I know, she does so much. But it doesn't mean I don't want her to be doing the things that I'm doing too.
Utopia Autumn, do you have a Substack notes thing? If you've always wanted to do that, because I am.
Also, I now have all of July's days added. I haven't added any streams to them, but I will be able to do that tomorrow now because I have the month of July added.
Woo!
So I have done both in the past, and that was the path where madness lay. Also, I did not have day job. Granted, I get 2 weeks off my day job in July, so that's good. But I didn't have other things that I was doing outside when I did it. So I don't know. It feels right now my entire life feels untenable, and I'm trying to figure out how to rectify that. Um, it'd be fun.
Oh, I gotta put these in the fridge.
Yeah, I am in. I am I have been desperately pitching various collab projects because Chase Maxwell and I were supposed to be doing a collab project together, and because of life, why are you life? That did not continue forward. It was going to be a really fun vampire thing, and we were both having a lot of fun with it.
Oh
and then,
yeah, I remember. Oh, you guys need to do that because
and then
I need to know more.
yeah, and then life happened, and we
Yeah.
we didn't get to finish it. But yeah, I've really been wanting to do a
I think it
collab
would,
project with somebody.
I think it would be extra hilarious because like we're all in different genres, or at least I'm in a very different genre from like you and Kat especially.
So I think it would be really funny because I know you're a big Jane Austen fan, and I think the time period's about right. So there's a 355 story I really, really, really want to tell, which would basically be witches in the American Revolution.
Oh.
Because I am obsessed with Agent 355.
Yes,
And
I remember the
I have a whole outline and stuff, and I think it would be really funny because you could write like all of the more Jane Austen-y type stuff, and then I could write all of the crazy magic stuff or alternate back and forth, however you want. I think it'd be fun.
Yes, I did say Substack, Dystopia, Utopia, Autumn.
Yeah.
It is the place that all writers should be if they want to start making moolah on their stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah,
from my experience.
I have been making. I can safely say I've definitely made more money there than off of Kindle Vella, and I'm making a lot more there than I am off of Amazon, off of KDP.
And I like that even though currently my viewership is on the smaller side, it's okay. It's larger than most of the other platforms I've ever been on, except for like Twitter. I had quite a few, not a lot, but I had a decent chunk of followers on Twitter. But I'm getting more followers from that, and like I'm getting the conversations that it starts. I'm having more like actual conversations about stuff, which is great.
Oh, I take that. I take it that's a yes, and that's your username over there.
I will be adding you shortly.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
will.
just
I'll hunt
hop
that down.
on.
And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun over there. I'm really enjoying Notes, the Notes feature over there. It's been really fun because I've reconnected with people that I was internet friends with years ago that I happened to run into again in Notes and started talking to them again. It's been fun.
Autumn Dystopia.
But
I think this is you. I'm subscribing anyways. Just
it's been an interesting experience over there. It's been fun watching it grow. I have actually, I hate going all in on things because I'm one of those people that prefers to have my stuff kind of spread out, not all my eggs in one basket, but it's been working so well. All of my podcasts are there now, and everything that I'm doing is basically over there. Like most of my writing business is now centered out of there now, and I have really been enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. And that's
I've loved Substack. Like it's my new favorite place to be on the internet. Oh, excuse
I just randomly hear yelling from upstairs. There's a dog.
okay. I know my brain is broken. I typed your name in backwards. because oh wow, I typed your name in backwards. Oh, it's a good day. There you are.
Oh,
Oh my.
look at the text message you just got.
Yeah.
Really?
Just a second, I'm subscribing. And be warned, I read a lot of stuff. As my insomnia takes control of me, I spend my night reading and commenting on other people's Substacks.
Yeah, I always wake up around like 2 o'clock at night, and I'll turn on, because I have do not disturb on, I'll turn off the do not disturb for like 30 minutes, and then I just see all these notifications from Substack that you have been doing stuff usually. And I usually enjoy it because I'm, wide awake at 2 a.m. and looking for something to do. So yes, content.
So yeah, I'm reading a lot more than I was. And the great thing is I've been complaining that I haven't really been reading a lot of books. But since the whole Tale Stack thing got set up, I found a lot of good writers over there, and I've been reading a lot more.
I heard
Which-
in my hair.
That was me.
So it's been a really fun experience over there. I've every day that I see line go up, it feels weird. But because again, I'm used to being like, oh, this seems perfect, and then it being not that. And I mean, it could still always turn out to be, but the fact that it is working makes me very, very happy. So, oh wow. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and head off into the darkness. You can find me over at projectshadow.com on Substack, and all of these people are in my recommended box. And a lot of other wonderful people are in my recommended box over there, and they should also be listed down below unless I
We
am
are.
a person.
Our YouTubes are. Or our link trees. I don't remember.
I need to reformat all that, but that's for future me to worry about. Bye.
Bye.